this is Deborah with the Aroma Delight Beauty Care Products. And today I am making some Crockpot soap. The soap that I'm making today is actually for a customer, a few customers actually. I'm actually going to be making some black and gold soap representing the Iowa Hawkeyes. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Now when you're making it in a crock pot, it's a little bit different from cold processed soap, because in the crock pot I'm actually going to cook the lye out of the soap, completely out of the soap. And you can use it within so many days, but you do want to wait a little while, because you know the longer it waits, the harder it is. So I'm going to go ahead and add my lye to my oils here. Oh, I might just use the stick because it looks pretty good here. So hope you can see what I'm doing here. I might need to adjust the camera a little bit. And I'm left-handed, so maybe I should have did this on the right side. I keep saying I need to do this on the right side, but I always manage to do it from this way. So maybe you can see it from there. Okay, what I'm going to do is just go ahead and bring it to trace. And then I'm going to put the top over it. And then I'm going to come back in maybe 20 minutes increments and kind of check it. Because it goes through a lot of different phases before it's completed. It takes about an hour to 2 or so. So I will go ahead and bring it to trace, and then I will come back to show you, so I'm not boring you, show you how it works, the different stages more or less. So I'm going to go ahead and just bring it to a light trace here. And once it's done, I will add I'm actually going to put some yogurt, some 100%, or should I say whole yogurt. It's not non-fat or half, it's just whole yogurt. It has a little more fat in it, so I'm going to use that as well. And I will be putting some kaolin clay and some other little things in it afterwards. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this to trace. And another thing about Crockpot soap, you really have to stay with it. You have to stand here the whole time or be really close by to watch it, because it can volcano, like make a volcano just swell up out of the pot. So you really, it's a lot different from cold processed soap. I mean, I really love making cold processed soap, but there's times I like to make hot Crockpot soap when I'm really in a pinch, because I've made a lot of soap but I'm running out of time. So this is my go-to when I really need to speed it up a bit there. Not having to wait for the lye for 46 weeks to cure, because, you know, I really need this really ASAP. Well, not ASAP, but I need it a lot sooner than 4 weeks, should I put it that way. Okay, like I said, I'm just bringing it to a light trace there. And have to be careful with this immersion here, because sometimes this thing kind of want to go off and slightly touch it. So I'm having to be careful. I really miss my clod, but my clod, I can't take the bottom part off of it. So I really don't want to use it if I can't take the bottom part off of it. So I'm really going to have to try to get that thing fixed or do something different. Okay, so I've brought it to a light trace there. And like I said, I will be coming back every 20 minutes to kind of show you what's going on with it, because it goes through a few stages. The gel stage, it goes to like the cottage cheese stage, it goes to well, should I say the mashed potato stage. So it goes through a few stages before it's ready. And I do have some philonopolene to test it to make sure the lye is completely out of it. You can do the tongue test where you put the lye on, you know, put a little bit on your tongue, but I'm not into that. I have did that before, but kind of want to graduate from the tongue test. Every now and then I still want to stick my tongue to it to see if there's lye. That's pretty crazy, but yeah. Anyway, I'm going to come back in about 20 minutes and show you what it looks like and what's going on with it. Okay, so I'll be bringing you back now. Hang on. Okay, I'm back. I don't know if you could see this, but hopefully you can. I moved the camera a little bit. As you can see, it's starting to kind of rise up a little bit from the pot there. So I'm going to try to stir it down a little bit here. This is one of the phases that it goes through. This is why I say you have to really stand close, be close by, or sit close by, so that if you see it bubbling like that, it can rise above the pot, kind of volcano. So you have to babysit it a little bit. This is one of my older crock pots. I do got to stand by just in case this one decides to clunk out on me. This is quite old. It doesn't even have a knob on it. I don't know. It was my mother-in-law, so it's pretty old. But it's still working, so if it's still working, I'm not going to change it. But I do have another one just in case. And I put that one on just warm, so if I, you know, when I separate the mix here, the soap mix here for my coloring, it'll stay warm. One thing about Crockpot soap, it start hardening pretty fast, so you really have to work with it. It's not fluent. I do put the yogurt in it at the end because that will help it to be a little more fluid, so that I can do a little swirl here. I don't usually like doing a swirl with Crockpot soap because you don't get a perfect swirl, but I know that with the hot process, and we're not talking about Crockpot, with the hot process soap you can get the swirl, but I haven't learned how to do that. I tried that one time and oh boy, it had me nervous because I didn't really buy the instructions on how to do it. I was just kind of going off a few other YouTube videos and it didn't work for me. You really have to have a really good mixer, which I did with the Clyde, to do that, because this only takes 10 minutes with the hot process method. So I'll leave that up to the hot process queen. Sharon Johnson, I believe that's her name. She's amazing. I am going to maybe eventually try to see how to make hot process soap, because it stays fluid and you can make beautiful swirls and things out of it, but I just haven't got into it yet. But I'm not saying I won't, because I've seen her work and it's amazing. And like I said, I did try it one time just off of a few of the ones that was on YouTube. But it left me a little nervous because I like to have full directions how to do something. I don't like to just get some directions. So a real tutorial really works for me. Otherwise, I don't make stuff unless I really know what I'm doing. But I will try it because I've seen her work and it's amazing. She's an amazing soap designer, soap artist. I don't know the name for these really cool people, but they do some fascinating work there. Okay, so I have worked that back down, so I'm going to put the top back on it, and I will come back a little bit later to show you what's going on with it. Okay, I'm back. It's kind of gone through a gel phase, a few gel phases. Actually, I was supposed to bring you back a little bit sooner. Sorry about this with the camera here, trying to adjust it here. But at this point, it's kind of at the mashed potato stage. It's gone through a few stages since I got back here, so it won't be long before it's ready. I'll be testing it, but as you can see, it's it's a lot darker because it's pretty much getting ready. It's almost ready. Still got like another 20 minutes to go, but I will test it to see Oh my goodness, the camera is just moving. Let me just see if I can back it up here a little bit so it's not, oh my goodness, so it's not rocking all over the place. Sorry about that. Just trying to get you closer there. There we go. Okay. So, I'm going to come back in a few minutes. Less than 20 minutes for sure. And show you what's going on with it at that point. Like I said, it's almost ready. It does, once you get working with it, you have to move fast because it hardens pretty fast. It gets pretty solid pretty fast. So I've got all my ingredients that's going to be ready in a few minutes to go with it, and we shall go from there. Okay. Okay, I'm back. I've got my gloves off because I believe it's ready. I'm going to go ahead and test it with some phenopoline. I don't think I'm going to do, and I'm wiggling again here. Let's just smooth that over just a little more so to stop wiggling. There we go. Okay. Hopefully it's not touching the table and start wiggling again. Okay. Where was I? I've got my gloves off because I believe it's ready. The time-wise is okay. It looks like it's ready. So I'm going to go ahead and test it with some phenopoline. Just going to put a little bit on this paper here, napkin. And I'm going to go ahead, now if it has a pink look to it, or a dark color, red or pink, deep pink, then it's not ready. That means it still have lye. So I'm going to go ahead and use the phenopoline to test it, solution there to test it. And as you can see, there is no pink, that it is actually ready. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead now and add my, like I said, I don't need gloves on now, it's just hot. So you do have to watch it because it is very, very hot. I'm going to go ahead and add my my yogurt to it, and that's going to have it. That's going to make it a little bit fluid so that I can work with it here. So I can put my let it cool down a little bit, and put my fragrance oil and my colorants. Oh boy, and my black activated chocolate. And I'm going to go ahead and cut it off. If I just unplug it since it's hard to cut off that way. So I have unplugged it. And I do have my other little crock pot. Well, I'm going to use it to separate the colors there. And as you can see, it is getting some fluid there. It's still a little putty, still a little thick. Like I said, it's a lot different from cold processed soap, but it does get the lye out pretty fast. So I'm going to go ahead and separate some of this now so I can attempt to do my swirl. So I'm going to put some in the other crock pot here. Let's see if you can see that. Let's turn it around just a little bit there. There we go. And hopefully I don't make a big mess trying to transfer it over here. I'm going to attempt to swirl this. I have swirled this before when I made the Hawkeye soap. I think that's enough of that. I'm going to go ahead and add I'm going to put the top back on this. Hopefully it'll stay nice and fluid. I'm going to go ahead and add my charcoal. And this seems to be very airborne. It's like trying to fly all over the place. And I'm going to have to stir this up really, really good. I can't really do too much touching on the side where it's dry at because that's already different. That's already dried. So I'm trying to stay in the middle of it here. Hopefully I can get it dark enough with the charcoal here. Usually I can use a black mica, but I'm out of it. So I'm hoping that the activated charcoal will be dark enough. Like I say, you do have to work with this kind of fast so that it doesn't set up on you too fast. I'm going to go ahead and add my fragrance oil to this. Oh, be careful there. Looks like it's getting pretty dark there. I'm going to add my, oh boy, where is my cable? I was going to add some bentonite clay, and hopefully I can get it stirred in, because I really should have added a little bit sooner there. Oh, it's working out okay. I was a little nervous about that. Wasn't sure if it was going to take good, but it's working out really good. Okay, so now I'm going to turn my attention over to the other, and I'm going to put some, oh man, you do have to work fast. I'm going to, let me get another spoon here. I'm going to put some titanium to get this a little bit wider. I think I'm going to put the top on this so that it doesn't get too hard, because like I said, it can dry pretty fast. So I'm going to add my titanium dioxide to this one, just to lighten it a little bit before I put the colorants to it. Just a little bit of cream. And that wasn't at room. It was kind of at room temperature, so it doesn't make it get too hard. That is really thick. I don't know if I'm going to be able to swirl that or not, but I'm going to be trying. Okay, just add a little bit more, just a little bit more yogurt to that one. See if I can get that just a little more fluent. Okay. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and add my, whoo, almost spilled it there. Go ahead and add my my yellow mica for the gold. I do have some gold I'm going to put in between it if I can get this to work. I'm hoping that I can. That's the thing about making Crockpot soap. It really hardens, it gets hard pretty fast. It gets pretty stiff. It doesn't wait around. Okay, so it is ready to be put in the mold. So hopefully I can get all of this stuff out of my way here. Okay, I'm back. I having to move faster, so I'm going to go ahead and put this in. And I'm going to try to add some yellow with it and see if I can't get a swirl here. It's really hard, like I said, it's really hard to swirl Crockpot soap if it's not fluent enough. probably not saying that word very well. So I'm going to go ahead and keep moving here. Like I say, it can harden up on you pretty fast. Okay, just going to try to swirl it here a little bit. And it's not hard, it's still fluent somewhat. Okay. Try to see if I can't get some little mountains going here. Some little peaks there. I do need to hit it pretty hard to make sure it doesn't get any air bubbles. So here we go. I'm going to bounce it around down here. And there we have it. Okay. Hi, well, I'm back for the cut. Like I said, I tried to swirl the Crockpot soap. So we're going to see how it turned out. Usually it's hard to get a good swirl from a Crockpot soap. That's why it looks so much better if it's a cold process soap, because it's a lot smoother. But this looked like it might have turned out pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it here to see how it turned out. Okay, not too bad. Not too bad for a Crockpot soap. I do got the swirl, and I have the black and the gold in it. So I think it's a success. Anyway, like I said, this is an Iowa Hawkeyes soap. I have a custom order for this, and I also use it for some other customers that had asked me to make this. I had made this before, and I think I might have did it in a cold process. So anyway, it's not as smooth, but it's not bad. It's not bad. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and cut through here to see how the rest turn out. Not too bad. As long as it represents the purpose, what I made it for. And it does have the color. And it smells amazing. This is actually a Hawkeye for men's. I usually make a Hawkeye for the ladies and Hawkeye for men's. So it's done with the black tie, and it smells really good. It smells almost like a deodorant soap. It has such a smell to it. Let's see, I need to wet my blade here. Yeah, it's not too bad for a Crockpot soap. Not bad at all. I would have liked, you know, like cold process, you get a lot more swirls, and it's a little softer, but, you know, I'm not complaining for Crockpot, because it was really, at first, it was a little hard to, had to work with it really fast, because it sets up so fast. It really set up fast. So you really have to move. So, other than that, I think it turned out pretty good here. Yeah, not bad. And like I said, it's done in a black tie fragrance. And I believe that fragrance is from Wholesale Supply Plus. I believe that's why I purchased that from. These are kind of big bars here. Looks like 1.5 inches. But hopefully, when it sets for a little bit, it's probably going to shrink just a little bit, but I like them kind of big like that. This is a new soap cutter for me, so I've got to get used to this new soap cutter. I had said I wasn't going to make any more of the block soap anymore soap like this until I have a soap cutter, because I cut soap so bad. But my soap cutter finally came in, so I'm really loving it. It just makes it so much easier to cut soap with. So I am in love with the new soap cutter. I will post it down on below where I picked it up from. I got it off Etsy's, and I don't have the guy's name that I ordered it from, but I will. I do have it, but I don't have it in my head here, so I will post that later. Just wanted to show you the cut of the Hawkeye soap. Now I will be making a Cyclone, Iowa State Cyclone soap. I hope I got that right, because I don't want to screw it up here. So I will be making a Cyclone soap, because I finally found a really nice red mica that I can use, because I've been trying to find a true red and it's just been coming out too pink. But the one I have now, I'm going to try it out, and hopefully it's going to be what I was shooting for. I mean, I had a lot of reviews on it. I haven't used it yet, so that came out really nice. So there you have it. And I also had some little small ones here, some little extras, and they came out really smooth, and that's a really nice finish, really nice smooth finish. And this is not too bad for a Crockpot soap, so I'm okay with it. I'm okay, and I think my customers are going to love it too, because it smells so good. What was that red that I was going to show you? I have a red here. It is called Red High Heel Colors, and this is by Bee Scented. It looks a little pink, but I was told that when you mix it, it's going to be red. So we shall find out when I get ready to make my Cyclone soap, which I will probably make a Crockpot soap as well. And the thing about Crockpot soap, people say, well, what's the difference? Well, you're actually cooking the lye out of the soap when you use the Crockpot. You're going to be cooking it out so it doesn't stay in. You can use the soap right away, but you want to wait a little while because you want it to firm up some. So that's the difference. You also, if you're going to swirl, you get a better swirl from a cold processed soap than a Crockpot soap. But the Crockpot soap, I've used it before and I love it. It works really good. It lathers up really good. They're just not a problem. It's just a preference. And I just prefer cold process because, you know, the swirl and all the fancy and the smooth feeling. But the Crockpot, it cooks the lye right out, and you know, I've tested it, and you know, it's good to go. So there you have it. So my next soap will be a Cyclone soap, and I'm getting ready for the Covered Bridge just coming up, the 13th and 14th, I believe it is, in Winterset, Iowa, at the Madison County, in Madison County. So it's a big deal. I mean, there's about 30 to 40,000 people come through there, and I do really good there. Although last year it rained really hard, the weather was really lousy, and I know getting sick, as I said before, with the ear infection and dehydration. But I'm hoping for the best for this year. You know, I have a lot of customers from all over the United States to come out, and they have patronized me for the third, you know, this will be the third time, so I'm pretty excited about it. So anyway, with that being said, I'm not going to take up any more of your precious time. I just wanted to show you how I cut my Crockpot soap, my Hawkeye soap here. And when I package it, it's going to be really pretty. So if you're interested in it, I have a lot made up. If you're interested in it, you can find it on the website, and probably next week it'll be really ready to go. I do have some that's a little bit older, so it's not a problem. So you can find it on the website, www.aromadelightbeautycareproducts.com. Okay, thank you guys, and have an awesome day. Bye now.